brothers and sisters. For the first time in several years, the Northside Church was not involved in a special Sunday in which we raised funds specifically for global missions. Although we've already reported to you the reasons behind that decision, we know that some might wonder whether we as a church are still dedicated to mission efforts beyond the boundaries of our own city and country. The Northside Church has been committed to global missions for over 40 years, and the level of that commitment has not diminished one bit. Northside was a growing and thriving congregation when Sharon and I first arrived in 1982, but there was one element that was a little unusual. Though the church had been around for 5 years, there was still no participation in any kind of global mission effort. Both the leadership and the members soon realized that was not good. And so in June 1983, Ken and Liz Lewis and their family joined the Northside Church with the intention of becoming our first ambassadors in a foreign mission field. When the Lewis family joined Northside, they began to investigate potential mission opportunities, particularly in Latin America. And Ken and Liz Lewis decided to join a team of American missionaries already working in Fortaleza, Brazil. They arrived in Fortaleza in July 1985, and that decision and arrival would end up having a lasting impact on God's church on 2 different continents. Ken and Liz and their family returned to the States in 1992, yet their 7-year presence in Fortaleza continued to have a rippling effect. And those ripples have impacted the Northside Church and the churches of Brazil to this very day. David and Bobby Ingram joined the Fortaleza mission team in January 1988 and remained as our ambassadors in that city for 25 years. Even after they returned to the States in 2012, David and Bobby continued to make periodic visits to Fortaleza. And one of those visits in 2015, David was accompanied by Mark Dye, Justin Hill, and Troy Gibbons, and those 3 brothers conducted a survivor retreat among the Fortaleza teens. In the process, they fell in love with a people and a culture, and so a seed was planted, and today a thriving congregation exists in San Luis, Brazil, and our commitment as a church to that ministry remains firm, fixed, and undeniable. A commitment to and involvement in global missions changes a church for the better. It enables us to see more accurately the true international nature of God's kingdom. Without that global awareness, our understanding of the church can become provincial and small. We may end up incorrectly assuming that all cultural expressions of faith should be like our own. But participation in global missions doesn't just change our understanding of the church, it changes us. Anyone who's participated in our mission trips to Brazil, Honduras, Guatemala, or Cozumel can personally attest to that fact. In my first trip to Fortaleza back in 1992, I went reluctantly and only participated because of the unrelenting insistence of friend and former Northside member Scott Royce. Before that campaign, I was somewhat indifferent about the ministry in Brazil. I returned so committed that I made 9 additional trips. We are no longer raising funds for global missions in a special offering once a year. Now we do it every Sunday. Placing our global missions ministry under the larger Northside budget means that our mission effort is no longer constrained by the unpredictability of what might be contributed on a given Sunday. Now those ministries can operate with greater confidence, knowing that our support is certain and guaranteed. Northside remains committed to global missions in general and specific ministries in particular. We will continue to support and encourage mission trips to Guatemala, Honduras, and Cozumel. When it comes to our commitment to San Luis and to Mark, Melinda, and Jude, we can say with assurance and conviction that the Northside Church is all in. May God bless us as we serve together.